Leggings. It's me, Athena. How are you? Happy almost fall. Almost Mabon. I know a lot of people call it Mabon. Phonetically, at least as far as English, which maybe it's not an English word, I don't know. But phonetically, that would be Mabon. Because it would need two B's for it to be a short vowel, a short A. Okay. Da 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 da. The more you know. Yesterday, I finally cleaned my altar and began rebuilding it for Samhain. The longer it's set up, the better for me. And since the temperatures suddenly have dipped down into the 40s and 50s, at least for part of the day, and the high is only in the low 60s, it's actually starting to feel like fall, which makes me so happy. However, my puppy does not seem to agree. He's got that short hair and he's cold and he gets outside, and when the wind blows, he looks like he's gonna have a freak out, a little bit like how we would if we realized that there was an earthquake and that the whole house was shaking. That's how he is when he's outside and the wind blows and it's chilly. He's just like, what's happening? So he's a sensitive little soul. Anyhow, as I was saying, I considered making a video and doing the altar setup process with you, but honestly, I let aesthetics get in the way. I don't mean aesthetics of my actual altar. I meant of myself. I wanted to use one of the many new wigs I've bought, and then I spent forever styling different wigs and hating them and cutting them, and it just turned into a thing. Next thing I knew, it was getting dark and it was like, I just need to get this thing set up. I don't want to go to bed without this being done. It was one of the only things on my to-do list, and I'm not going to let minutia get in the way of that. So I apologize I didn't get to share that with you. I may at some point share the finished process with you. I don't think it's totally where I want it to be. It's almost there, but I'm weird with my altars. I don't know if you are similarly strange or picky or persnickety. I need it to have a certain feel. I don't worry so much about the directions. It faces, I think it faces west, which is not ideal. However, I'm not changing it because everything else about it is awesome. I've shown it to you before. It's a special little, it's almost like a cutout in my bedroom. Flat surface, window. You've seen it. I love it. I wish it faced north or something different. I like things to me, north is like the starting point and then you go around. But when I first started on this path, which shockingly is, well, it's not 10 years yet because I was in my 40s and I'm not in my 50s yet, but it's been a lot of years. And when I first started, actually, yeah, it's been almost 10 years. Okay, anyway, when I first started on my path, I made sure I had like a Wiccan altar, a Wiccan setup, because those are the books I started with. That was the learning I did first, and I still love that. I still love the teachings from that, and I think I still hold a place in my set point where that's a comfort, a comfortable organization to go back to. For me, an air sign that's extremely flighty and up in my head too much, it grounds me. And so I used to be very deliberate about the god and the goddess each having a space, having something from each element. I still kind of do that to an extent, but right now my Samhain altar definitely does not have all of the elements represented. I use a lot of candles and incense. And right now, I have like 4 different oracle or tarot decks. I have probably too many candles on there. I have to get it just so. I've now spoken for 6 minutes and said almost nothing. I'm an air sign. I'm up in my head a lot. I need grounding, and I haven't really grounded in a long time, in quite a while. I haven't been, oh my God. Okay, I'm glad, you know what? I interrupted myself. I have to tell you about something that happened to me last night. It's been a while since I've been freaked out in my home. It's been a long time since I felt like there was any kind of spirit or entity or anything else there. Honestly, since I gave up drinking, because I think my vibration sober is higher than it was when I was drinking, and I was always sort of wallowing in my darkness. And I think back then I attracted and could perceive low-level energy. So that's why this was such a weird surprise to me last night. So it was probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. Poochie was upstairs in the bathroom, showering and all that. I was downstairs in our little dining room area, killing time, watching a video. I think I was probably watching a Peter Mon video. Cookie, my doggie, was asleep at my feet under the table. And while I'm watching this I think it was a Peter Mon video, in the room right next to me, I hear a bark, but the bark is a human. It's a voice lower than anything Poochie could do. If my older sons were living with me, I think it could be my oldest son. But I literally, in my right ear, in the room right next to me, it's not even outside. It sounds like there is a man in that room, and he barked. I freaked out. I didn't say anything. I looked under the table. I was like, I know that wasn't the dog. It's not the dog's voice, but maybe it was the dog. And no, the dog was still at my feet, but he was up. He heard it. But he didn't bark. And if it had been a real dog, he always barks at real dogs. And we have neighbors that have 4 giant dogs with low voices. But even if they were on my front stoop, it wouldn't have sounded so close. I don't know what the hell that was. I paused my video. I think I kind of called my kid, and he didn't answer because he's upstairs in the shower with the door closed. Nobody else is home. What was that, y'all? I mean, that's where we left it. It was like 2 barks. But it was a man's voice sounding like a bark. I even rewound the video. I was like, maybe it was one of Peter Mon's dogs, because he's got 2 dogs in a lot of his videos, but when his dogs do anything, he usually says something to them, like, what you doing, Tucker? You know. I rewound it, no bark on the video. And I would have been shocked anyway, because it was like in my space. It wasn't on the video. I don't know what that was. That's where we're going to leave that story. But I'm going to tell you right now, that scared me. I haven't felt scared in a long time. And it scared me because of the weirdness. And because a human man voice barked in my house. Any ideas? Anything you can offer me here? It wasn't any TV, because the only TV that works is upstairs in my room, and this was closer. I don't know. It freaked me out. It was cool and weird and freaky. So I'm curious. I will say, I have also recently been rereading Christian Day's book, The Witch's Book of the Dead. I have not done any of the rituals in there. I've just been listening to it as I'm getting in the mood for Samhain, because his book is a little bit, I say darker. It's not darker in an evil kind of way, but it's not the love and light of Wicca books. It's not the everything positive all the time. It's like, no, this is real stuff, and this is how you speak with the dead. And closest I've come to any of that stuff is just the thought of, that is cool. I wonder if I should try that. Now, he recommends you get a human skull, and there's a website where you can get a human skull. It's supposed to be ethical. I don't plan on ever doing that in my life. I have a lot of skulls representations that I've bought because I've always really actually liked that imagery, but yeah, not enough to have a skull from a living creature in my house yet. You know, I'm not saying I'll never do it down the road, but I don't have it in my to-do list right now. I haven't done any of the meditations that supposedly will connect you with the other side. I haven't done anything like that. I've just listened, and not even intently. Like when I listen to things, I'm always doing other stuff at the same time. I have a lot, my mind is always going. So it's not like I even accidentally meditated and made a connection. I don't know what the hell happened. My impulse is not necessarily to go run and sage, because I have actually been sort of interested in reconnecting to spirituality and actually, you know, opening myself up a teeny bit to experiences. I don't want to be scared, and I especially never want my child to be scared. So I don't know. That's where we are. It's kind of cool. If we start talking about the veil is getting thinner, I mean, I'm sure it's middle September. It's almost the equinox. And, you know, it's coming. But I don't know. What y'all think? All right. Well, as always, I'm here at Target, and I've got my list. I need to grab a bunch of stuff quickly. I've shared this before. I'm going to share it again. If you hate wearing masks, which I do, of course, who doesn't, get yourself one of these silicone face cages. I don't know what the actual name is, but I think I looked up silicone face cage for masks, and you'll come up with one. There are lots of different prices. This one was probably about $10, but it came with a pack of 3. I love it. It helps you breathe with the mask on, and it helps you talk clearly so you don't sound like you have someone's hand over your mouth. I still hate wearing masks, but I'm not an asshole, so of course I wear it. May or may not come back and say goodbye. I'm gonna try to, because it'd be nice to end this on a interesting note. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi, I'm back. So was this at such a crazy angle before? I think it must have been. All right, I have some hacks for you. I will say another good thing about wearing one of these is you don't get your makeup all over the inside of your mask. I mean, I have just a teeny bit, and that was actually from a different day. What I wanted to tell you, it's not really a hack, but it's something I do with my mask after I wear it. During our back to work training, they were talking about how treat the outside of your mask after you've worn it like it's contaminated. And while you're shopping, don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't like scratch and touch the outside of your mask. Pretend that the outside is covered in disease. What I do, this is hand sanitizer, but I also have put a lot of extra rubbing alcohol in it, so it's a high percentage. Do the outside, and then I go ahead and do the inside too, and the ears. But I basically soak it, and then I hang it. I have on my visor on the passenger side, I have a rubber band and some hair clips just to keep on hand, but I dangle this over there and let it dry. I also literally drive my car once every week or 2 at this point. I don't drive very often, which I'm very thankful for, especially since my car's emissions tag has expired now, so I'm gonna have to do some of my patented Invisibility Cloak spell on my car, which I know I made a video about it forever ago. It wasn't like I broke down the spell and did a how-to video, but I did talk about it at some point because I drove for at least a year with expired tags, and that's on the front and the back, and it was a long story. It wasn't me just being neglectful. It was it's a long story. I don't even have that car anymore, but I couldn't get new tags because I couldn't pass some kind of thing, whatever it was. It wasn't because I was just being a lazy asshole. There were a lot of hoops I had to jump through. I also notice now how weirdly colored my face looks. Before I head home, I wanted to play with, I should never go through the makeup aisle, but I do. And I impulse buy things. There's a new to me e.l.f. thing called Ride or Die, and I had to get the 2 colors, Tough Cookie and Boss Berry. Those are cute names. It helps you have soft, hydrated lips. Well, I'm going to sanitize my hands real good since I'm going to be probably using my fingers. And maybe I won't need to. Maybe you can just squirt it on. Let's try the super bright one. There's a safety foil on it. I wish there was some kind of applicator, like a sponge or whatever, but I'm just going to do it directly on. So far, nothing happening. Oh my gosh, I got bamboozled. It's clear. Wow. Unless it decides to show up, maybe it'll have a magic color. Is this like that stupid clear foundation? Okay, this is reminiscent of childhood, getting lip gloss with a roller ball that tasted real fruity. I didn't know it was clear. That's really annoying. It doesn't say anywhere on it that there's no color. That pisses me off. Apply AM or PM for soft, hydrated lips. Well, great. And I bought it in 2 colors. I'm pissed. I'm disappointed. No, it doesn't have a color. Absolutely no. Well, good. At least I'm all shiny and hydrated, looking like I've been sucking on a pork chop. Okay. Well, I'm gonna head home. I'll let the little puppy be free in the house. We have some rooms blocked off, but I found a little spot where he likes to poop. No matter how much I clean it up and spray it with like odor neutralizing, he's like, yeah, that's my little poop spot. Thanks, Mom. And I blame going back to work for that, because even though I'm home, I can't get up and take him out every 30 minutes. And so, yeah. Okay, that's enough of that jibber jabber. Thanks for watching. I hope you're doing awesome, staying healthy, wearing your mask, not going out around people more than absolutely necessary, and getting ready for this fun season which is upon us. Target has tons of Halloween stuff. It's so-so. I didn't feel like buying anything except for some over-the-knee socks that are black and purple. I probably won't wear them because those things always tend to be real tight. But my dream is to find some perfect leggings that aren't overpriced, that are purple and black stripe, and maybe even some green and black stripe. I would buy all of them if they were really nice tights, but that don't have feet in them. I want them to be like leggings, not like pantyhose that you wear under your clothing. Because I'm tall enough that if I wear any of the cutesy Halloween one size fits all adults, no I don't, not when you're 5'9" with long legs. I wish I could say they were super sexy model legs, but you know what? They're legs that work and get me around, so I love them. I'll keep them. But whenever I try to wear tights that have feet in them, oh my God, it feels like the crotch is halfway down my thigh, and oh my God, that makes me psycho. There are a few different clothing things that make me feel like ripping them off, and one of them is the crotch of pantyhose being low, and another one is holes in my socks. Whatever, I'm gonna edit that crap out. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna say bye once again. Thanks for watching. Be well. Peace.